Hi, I'm Kamakshay Musnuru, open source software evangelist, and I'm also a full stack web developer. I'm an academic of data science and analytics. This is actually in continuation to one of my previous videos related to literature review. I've written a small Python script which is useful for scholars, academics, and other researchers to scrape the data from the web sources. And this is actually a crawler meant for Google Scholar. Why I'm interested in Google Scholar is that Google Scholar is actually a superset of most of the research stuff. In short, we call it as literature. It is a superset which has almost all that online data. It is possible for any researcher to collect the data from the different publishing platforms like Web of Science, Scopus, Emerald, and many more. Like there are a number of. So as long as the data is available online and the Google Scholar is just going to get it for user review. So I've just written a crawler. This is just going to, there's nothing so special about this script. It just creates a URL meant for Google Scholar search engine, and that URL is used to collect the data. And there are a few methods. Actually, in my last script, you see here in GitHub, I have two branches. Main is actually my old script. So if you open this, you'll find all those methods which I already discussed in my last video demonstration, and I've just done few changes. Especially, I was talking about one of the methods which is known as get abstract, and I said it is not functional right now. Why it is not functional? Because different publishing platforms use different coding styles. So it's not possible for any programmer to get the abstract. Which means if you are a developer, then you can understand what I'm talking. If you're not a developer, then just forget. This is not something which is relevant to you. So this publishing firms, they tend to write this front-end code. I mean, mostly the front-end means HTML and CSS. So the text that which they make that appear in their HTML forms tend to differ based on the way their programmers are trying to write it. So I write in my own way and you write in your own way. So writing a function for scraping the textual data is a bit difficult. So because somebody defined it as text, somebody defined it as some other HTML tags, and there are many. So but this time what happened actually, please be cautious. Actually, it is not main, and you need to go to the other branch. I created a brand new branch called main1. So here there are some of the files like why not I'm getting I think I should go to the, what is the main1? I'm straight away going into the, okay, anyway, fine. So you see here actually, earlier it was get abstract, but now I change it as get text. If you are not a developer, just forget everything. You don't need to know what is there inside the script. Okay, this is for the developers who will be. Why I'm talking all these things, just because for one simple reason, that is I didn't add any interface. It is just like any other Python package or a module. So you need to have the editor, otherwise it is not possible for you to. So maybe in my future developments, I may be able to add some little interface to this. If you are a developer, you can just, this script is free and it is fully functional. Anybody can feel free to take this script and add little interface and can convert into a software application. But I'm a developer. I would like to keep, I cannot give everything for free, and I have some limits. So now I added a few more methods. This time actually I would like to add a little more functionality by giving some certain abilities to the users, as by performing kind of just getting the data from the online sources is not important, but we should be able to save that in a readable fashion, and we also have to. So if you want to know what is the addendum, or maybe the the changes in the code, then you should be see here. Actually, you have the process. If you open this file, you got everything. These are the earlier. Actually, there were only 9 to 10 functions, but I added few more functions. The new changes get text. So this time I think this script must be able to retrieve the data, textual data from the online source once you open, and then it also has the ability to make the tables and write the tables as in a readable form. Getting the text and saving inside an editor is not actually the expected way of working with. So I should be able to give a kind of the feature where the users must be able to save their data in their computer somewhere in some certain folder. So this is, and there is also a function for two sample independent test. This is a test which can be, suppose if you want to compare two different vectors, word vectors, we call it as term matrix in text mining. But if you this function is useful after creating the distinct words, word frequencies, distinct words, and we can compare the loss of data, like word frequency. One principal difference between these two functions is word frequencies tend to have many repeated words along with some unwanted words, but distinct words is actually a wrapper for the word frequencies, which avoids some repetitions and also unwanted words, something like that. Frankly speaking, I didn't use NLP methods. I just used my own custom-made simple methods. Maybe in my future developments, I should be able to implement some of the methods like tokenizing, lemmatizing, and stemming. All those things I didn't use in this script. If you are really interested in these aspects, I have another script called top markby. So there actually you can do all these activities, but this script, it did not have that ability. You can just get the titles and create a word frequency matrix, and then you can make tables from those word frequency matrices. You can convert them into tables, and you can save those tables, and you can perform some t-test. You can also make an additional box plot, kind of to find the differences between the actual retrieved data and refined data. And then finally, there is one, we usually use interquartile range to assess the dispersion in a given vector, so kind of things. So if you are not aware of all these things, just forget. You can just go to Wikipedia. You don't need any costliest sources to read all these things. Everything is there in Wikipedia. Don't be shy. There's nothing wrong, and it is not a sin. As many people say, I like Wikipedia. I don't need money, and I am very much happy with because knowledge is not one man asset, and knowledge is the asset of the society. So Wikipedia is actually an open source knowledge management platform where we work as a community, kind of thing. So let's get into, actually this is the script. So I spoke about how to obtain the script from the GitHub. So if you are not aware of what is the script and how to obtain this into your computer, please watch my previous video. And then this is actually a continuation to my previous video. So now what I'm going to do, I am just going to open ideally, because this is a script, you need to have an editor. That is not the way. Then so instead of opening ideally, what I do is I'll just because if you open ideally, you need to use a module called OS to come to the working directory. I do one thing. This script file is there somewhere in my computer in this folder. This is actually the path. So instead of using the OS module as I explained in my previous video, I'm just going to do, I think I also explained this way of opening. You just have to press F5 button. You see here, if you go to the run, you've got F5 run module. So once if you run this module, it is going to open the IDE. So you just don't need to, I already, I think I have been working ahead of my work. So that is why this is, I'm just going to comment all of them and then show you how to use this model. Okay, as usual, so I'm just going to open the script file, and here, so in this script file will be, this is actually the supporting file. Okay, so I explained you in my previous video, I explained you till here, bar chart and pie chart. I think there is also pie chart. I think I didn't should be having a pie chart here. Sometimes I don't know what I do. Kind of. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here. I again have to go for one more. Okay, fine. Now this is going to be 10. So that way, the number of steps are going to increase now to 14. It's fine. Okay, so now what we need to do is, I'm just going to, so till here we are thorough. So till here we are through 3 departments. So now I'm just going to explain, in this video I'm going to explain these last 5 steps. So once you obtain the pie chart, once you obtain the distinct words, so what I do is I just comment all this till there, till that step. I'm sorry. So I need URL, right? And then I need links for this, and then I need text. Okay, I'm going to get the text from a given source. Here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get some 50 links from Google Scholar related to this particular search string that is Internet of Things for Smart Cities, as usual, as I have explained you in my last video. I'm going to perform a Google Scholar search by using this string. Then I'm going to get some 50. I want to request 50 links, but that is not going to be, it's not going to happen. Okay, it may be 30, 40, it all depends on the availability of the links from the Google source. It's not that exactly is going to, so it depends. And then we'll make a URL and we'll get the links. If you are interested, you can print the links, but I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to get a text for the link number 15. Why I'm interested? Because, so here if you look at the links, I think I don't have links. Okay, I'll just uncomment this links, print links. So here I'll uncomment this. So let me see. Okay, we'll see the links, and I'm going to retrieve the text from the link number 15. Why? Because that is actually Science Direct, which is one of the papers available from the Scopus. Science Direct is a repository meant for the Scopus platform, and 15th article is actually the article which belongs to Scopus, and I am expecting text from that particular, the article. Okay, so once I get that text, then I want distinct, I need a term titles, I need term math. Okay, this is actually the frequency bag of words which we call, it's not a term matrix, it should be a term vector, something like that. Okay, and then I want, these are all actually I explained in my previous video. So the objective of this video is not to explain, it's not, I don't like to repeat the things. So till here I explained everything. So from here onwards I need to explain to you. So let's get the distinct words, and from then I'll tell you how to save them as in a readable fashion inside your computer. That is what is actually the objective of this video. So now I'm just going to press F5. So if I am in the Python script, by the way, you need to have the Python installed appropriately inside your computer, otherwise this script is not as usual. If your If you are working with C, you need to have C installed in your computer. If you are working with Java, you need to have Java installed in your computer. In the same fashion, to work with Python scripts, you need to install Python in your computer. So I don't need to say this. Many people they tell me, oh, do I need to install Python? Okay, this is a bit complicated. Yes, that is what we are interested in, complications. Okay, if everything is simple, we don't need to look into it. Something is complex, that is why we would like to solve that and use it for our productive. Okay, now I'm going to create the distinct words, and from then I am just going to show you inside the editor. So now let me go ahead straight away, press the button F5, save. Now I should be able to get me the retrieve information. Yeah, I got the links now. Now I got the text. Okay, now what happens actually in your working directory, you should be able to find a file like this one, file.txt, and if you open, this is actually the text which belongs to article number 15. By the way, what is that article? Let me take you to here. These are actually the link. That article is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, this one, 15. So this is actually I'm trying to retrieve the text from this particular article. Okay, if you want to cross check, you just can copy this, go to your browser, paste it, press enter button, then you will see it. Okay, this is actually the text which belongs to this article, and now that will be saved as in the form of a file. So that file is here. Okay, and now this file can be used for your topic module. So I have another script called top mod file. You just go to my GitHub repository. I have, so you can use that script to analyze these files. This one, top mod file. Okay, right now I'm talking about literature. These are the two different scripts. Literature review is a Python script which is useful to retrieve the data from online sources, and top mod py is a script which is useful to model your text and obtain the most suitable titles to your literature, something like that. Okay, now what I want to show you is actually I want to show you the how to. Okay, fine, we got everything here, but I need to use this data to write a paper, to use this data into my thesis, to use this data into my article or something like that. So how are we going to do that? We have some certain objects here. Okay, these objects are actually, let me take here, these are the objects. You can say, what are the things that you can say? Number one, you can say the word frequency matrix. Okay, let's go to, so here you can say the term matrix. So the matrix which is created from this step, word frequencies. So you will get a term vector, a term matrix that you can say and use it inside your articles or maybe the thesis. I mean, for your writing purposes. You will get distinct words which you can save in your computer and use. So these are there is a method called save as CSV file. Okay, once you finish word frequencies and distinct words, then you should be able to save these to results as in the form of a CSV file, and by using this. But first you have to change that into tables. So how are you going to do that? Now let's go back to the editor. If you, after doing this particular activity, all these objects are there inside your, these are the objects actually. You got the term mat, distinct words. Let's see what are there. Okay. Okay. So term mat. So this is actually the term mat. So this is a dictionary in which you have two items. Okay, word list, and suppose if you, I even explained this in my previous video. So what is this term mat and all everything in detail. So term mat. Okay, and here if you save this, I mean if you enter now, you'll get the terms. And then there is another thing, word frequency. These are the frequencies. So now this we need to convert this. This method, table. So what is that? Now make tables. So now what I'm going to do, make tables, make tables, and gscholar dot make tables. Okay, and this is just going to expect term mat. What are the word that you use to save it here in this case? I use a word term mat, and you can use anything, term vector or whatever it is. Okay, and do I need to, yeah, I need to save that as in the form of make tables. So this is going to be the term table. Okay, TVR table. So let me save that as the form of term table. Okay, now what it is going to do is that actually I used a library called pandas, that is going to convert this dictionary into the readable table. So now what is there in this term table? This is actually a table. So now instead of a dictionary, you got a table. So now it is. So how am I going to export this from editor to my computer, and from there I can just. So now for that you got a method save as litreviewer path. I already have the path. In my, so by the way, if you write path here, you're just going to get this thing because I have that in my script. So here path. So we need to give a path and as well as a dictionary. Okay, so where am I going to, I want to save in the same path, but what I need to do is, okay, so I'm just going to manufacture a path change is equal to path plus, and as a file I need to tell it as a file. So term like term mat.csv. now path changed, so gscholar dot save as CSV file, path changed, and then what is the data? Term, this one. This is what is the table. I'm just going to save this table in my computer in that particular path. Okay. Now when I press enter, it just creates a file in the drive. So this one. You see, now I got a wonderful table. Say, copy this, go to your paper or whatever it is, like your thesis or. Now you got a wonderful opportunity to make a table, right? Now you can interpret what is this table, what are the words, what are the different important words, what are the unnecessary words, and not everything. So blah blah blah. You can decorate your table in any fashion. Okay. So okay, let me cancel this. You can just come here, and because since this is an Excel, you can just embellish or decorate this table in any way you want. Now let me close this. No, I don't want to save. Now I want to get the same similar table for word frequencies. Okay, no, distinct words. Okay. Now this is also a dictionary. So let me make distinct. Okay, words table. This is equal to gscholar. By the way, this is the object of the Python script. gscholar, and then make tables. Now data is going to be distinct words. Now gscholar, I'm going to save that as in the form of a file. Okay, save as a CSV file. Now path and then distinct words table. Okay, by the way, I have to change the path here. The path is going to be now path plus path changed. Okay, changed path plus and the name of the file. Now this is going to be distinct words.csv. Now, so this is not path, actually path changed. Now let's see what's going to happen. So this is just going to create a file, distinct words CSV. This is another table. Okay, so now you can just decorate this table in any way you want, and go here and then paste it. This table has got 57 words, and this table has, the earlier table has got 241 words. So there is a great amount of minimization. So we achieved some level of optimization. Now I want to find out what is the amount of loss, like the difference between these two. Is that statistically significant? So I got some certain number of words in this table, and I got another set of words in the newly arrived table. So this is actually greatly minimized, distinct words table. And now I want to find out, is this difference statistically significant? So for that, what I can do from here onwards, I think you got a method in my module. Yeah, 2 sample independent test. We need to give 2 different vectors. So let me try actually. Maybe I think I can do this. So G scholar. This for everything we need to put G scholar because that is the object of the class. Yes, and then and 2 sample. Yeah, 2 sample t-test. Vector 1. So where is this variable? This way, one of the first variable is in this table, okay, term table. The another variable is in distinct words table. So term table, and where is that? What is the name of that word frequency? How do I know that? This is actually the variable. So this variable I want, and then dw tbl. And then what is the name of the variable in that table? It should be frec, I guess. If I am right, it should be frec. If there is, that is how the script is going to make the variables. And when I press enter, it is just going to perform the 2 sample t-test, and it gives us the measures. This is actually the t value, and p value is, oh, that's very close to 0. It is 0. That's it. 1.6 times 10 to the power of minus 8. Oh, that's so significant. So the difference between, the number of words that we've lost by obtaining the distinct words from this actual available words is statistically significant. So which means there is a huge amount of noise. So in this particular literature, there is a lot of noise. Okay, so we greatly minimized that noise and could find a table of words which is so meaningful for our further progression. And now one final thing is, like, I would like to see are there any outliers in this data? Both of these. For that there is a box plot. I think this should be able to, it is going to work in this way. So the box plot is just, we need to give the data. The data is going to be the kind of, table. We just have to hand over the table. We don't need to worry about the variables. Now what we need to do is, we have 2 different tables, right? So G scholar, and then box plot, and then we just have to hand over the table, term table. So let's see what's good then. Yeah, that's great. So there is only one term which seems to be an outlier. We need outliers, okay, by the way. So it is opposite of the theory. So actually the outliers are unwanted objects in the data, but here in this, for this purpose actually we need outliers. There is one particular term which seems to be so, if you want to know that, actually I could have, so this is actually the word frequency. There is only one title in which we have one title seems to be, and now there is, let's do the box plot for the distinct words table. And now, okay, we have 3 words. They are so, I don't know, these are the terms or documents, titles. Should be the terms, I guess. Yeah, terms. If you go for the bar chart, you will be knowing that. Scholars, G scholar. That is why sometimes, we need to have multiple ways of term table. Then there is just in term table inside the word frequency. So it's oh, there is only one. It's meaningless. Okay, they're all one, I think. No, it cannot be. Bar chart is going to be. Let's have a look at what is this bar chart. Bar chart expects distinct words. Okay. Now this is going to be matplotlib. This matter. Oh, we need to give two different keys and okay, we have to give two different arguments here for bar chart. So in case we don't know how to, let's go for term map, and I put just explicit distinct words. Term map. So term table. Term. Yes, this is correct. Oh, it looks so nice actually. So we have so many words which seems to be significant for our study. Actually, these are all, you know, there is a set of words which seems to be a straight line. They are not actually important for us. They are all 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There are so many words which counts 1. But there are so many, you know, other words which seems to be important for our study. These spikes which goes atop in the chart are very important for us. Now, I mean, I don't know how. See this word, like here you have internet of, okay, and then there is things, there is smart. These are all actually cities. And then these words are important words. Okay, and then let's do the same thing for this other table, DWTVL. Okay, now we will minimize. There are only few words. City seems to be highly occurring words in those titles. The next one is going to be things based. The other one is the state of the art. The other one is something here I'm not able to see. And here there is nothing called information. Okay, state of the art, information, cities, and Internet of Things. I think Internet of Things in smart cities, something like, you know, state of the art, Internet of Things to make smart cities state of the art with the help of information. There is something related to information, so that is a good thing. Okay, you can also make case if you are interested, you can go for the pie chart. I don't know, I'm just, yeah, this is actually the pie chart. It is a bit easy for you to go for. City seems to be most frequently occurring word in those titles. And next one is the management. I don't know, like, you know, framework. Here there is word called building, no analytics, kind of. Okay, there seems to be a bit now. So how are you going to compute the interquartile range? This is actually, suppose if you think that, you know, these distributions, you know, word frequencies in both of the tables have, you know, enormous amount of dispersion, that we can check with the help of G-Scholar, IQR, I don't know, I forget, compute IQR. Okay, this is just going to expect the data. That should be the table. Table. No. So we have to give the name explicitly. Here is going to be words like I'm doing mistakes. Yeah. Oh, there is a value. Actually, it should be 0, right? The interquartile range should be 0. Unfortunately, and then let's go for like in distinct words table. Distinct words table. Oh, this 0. That's good. So we have some certain dispersion. So this shows that there is some certain noise in the actual number of words that we retrieved at first. Then when we minimize the noise, then the range drop down to 0. That's great actually. So by all means, the table which we are trying, from the actual words available from the literature, seems to be a reasonable table for our further study. Distinct words table. So this table seems to be a good, this table seems to offer good solution for our further study and our research. You can just make use of it. So this is how you can just perform analysis on the existing body of knowledge in any given related to any given domain by using this literature review. By the way, once again I would like to caution you that this is just a Python script. Many people don't like programming, but I am sorry I cannot give you everything for free. This is what I can do maximum, and maybe in my future developments I can add a little interface. If you are a developer, feel free to clone my GitHub repo and then make use it for your needs. And if you have any pressing urgencies, then always feel free to reach me for customization or maybe for consultancy. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for the new content. Please subscribe to my video channel and don't forget to like my video. Thank you. Thanks once again.